Okay, so the search bar consists of 4 inputs. You have the from date, the to date, the search, the input, the text input, and then the button which allows you to search, to fetch. So I used React Calendar to display the dates. There were some other third-party apps, but I thought this was this made the most sense, and it does come pre-configured with some CSS. So clear when done, check how many re-renders. Okay, let's just ignore that. Empty component update. So we have the start button, which is a toggler. And I think if I wanted to further modularize my code, I should create a separate like a separate calendar button so that I don't have to write this twice. So it takes the state of the display date, which is what you see here, 2022, and then the actual value will be whatever you click on. And then once the value gets updated, the display gets updated as well. So on click, as you can see, the method that would be invoked would be on start month click. And then once you click on the calendar, the from date, you would toggle the calendar. You would toggle both calendars. So I have this toggle method. So it just clicks on the start calendar and then it clicks on the end calendar, so that the start calendar collapses and then the to calendar opens. And then I have this prevent stop propagation method, so that once you do click on a link, so if I don't have this stop propagation method, so let me just take this out. Let me just show you. What happens is if you click on a date and you click on anything, it collapses. So you want to stop propagation. And then once you click on it, yeah, that's what this is for. And then on the to date, once you click on a month, it becomes set. So on end month click, first there's this error checking. So if I clicked on the date beforehand, handle error, handle error will be invoked, and then it would display this error message. And then yeah, it just returns and the function ends there. But if the date is legal, then the calendar toggles, and then we pass in false to handle error as well to clear all errors. And then on user input, which is the search button, which is the third button here, since React is not two-way binding, you have to like manually type it. You have to manually wire it to you have to manually wire it. So by default in React, if I type something here, it's not going to be wired into my app. Whereas if I have a default value here, so if I were to go to my link again, as you can see, it takes the value, so it binds. It's only a one-way street. So in order to make React two-way binding, you have to manually just set state. Yeah, you just have to capture the value typed in the search box, which can be invoked using event.target.value. And then I guess it kind of makes sense to just instead of creating the logic down there, like I could just type it in here. So like I could just set state here, but I want it to remain consistent and clean. And then once everything's done, you have this fourth button, which is the search handler. So once you click search, we want to make sure that there's a username, and we want to make sure that the from date is possible. And then once you search a player, so like if there's any remaining, like if the calendar is still toggled, it's just gonna toggle it again. I could just simplify this and just type in false false for both. Actually, like that would make more sense. That would make more sense. And then once you click search, we go back to the app component. We go back to the parent component, and then we would invoke handle user search. And what this does is it sets states to the user, to the inputs, and the inputs would be the username, the start date, and the end date. And then once that is invoked, since the states here changes, the inputs changes, and isFetch is set to true, this will automatically trigger the API content component, because that component is waiting for isFetch to be set to true. So when we go to the API component, we see that it does take the isFetch method, and then I will talk about that in the next video.